Okay, so we're going to have Rodrigo. Now, as you know, Rodrigo is an absolute expert when it comes to trader psychology. He has taught a very good friend of mine how to achieve consistency in terms of payouts, in terms of being a profitable trader. Some of you may know him, Jade Cap FX, Mr. Kyle. This is the psychology coach behind that man and has helped many others in terms of finding consistency as well. Please welcome to the stage, Rodrigo. You don't got it.
Yeah, use that. Thanks, man. Testing, check 1, 2. Thank you, Riz. Thank you, Alpha, for this invitation. Now, I wasn't prepared for this, so I'm gonna just see how. Okay, we're good. All right. All right. What? What's so funny? It's not funny burning money, is it? So why is it every single month when you get paid, why is it that you buy these funded accounts and all you're doing is breaking your rules, you're being impulsive, and you're burning your money? It's not funny then, is it? I'll tell you who's laughing. Is these prop firm owners. They're the ones laughing to the bank, okay? So, don't be burning your money like that, okay? It's not funny. So, do you guys want to hear something absolutely insane? Yes or no? Okay. So, I've helped traders make over $1.5 million in payouts. That's insane. So, one of the traders, you guys might know him, Kyle, he flipped $2,500 to make over $200,000. Gary flipped 5K from 100K. So that's a $5,000 investment on challenges to make 100,000 in payouts. One of my clients, Dan, before he started working with me, he bought 15 challenges, blew every single one, and then went on to pass 20 challenges and got his first payout, $8,000. Elias, he lost 600K with one prop firm that went down, and he managed to get funded 600K, and he's now got a payout of $10,000. He's only 21, still lives with his parents. So he's making his family proud. And all of this was done in the last 12 months. So if these guys can do it, so can you. Now, before we dive in, raise your hand if you want to be a consistently profitable trader. Now, raise your hand again if you want to be consistently profitable and milk these prop firms. Okay, I'm in the right room. So, perhaps you're over here. You're not sticking to your rules. You have very poor risk management. You can't control your emotions. It's tough. Now imagine you're on your third payout of the month. You are consistent with your routine. you're balanced, you're composed. Wins don't faze you, losses don't faze you, and you are consistently profitable. Now, would you agree that to get from where you are now to where you want to be, you need a proven system to get you there? So that is why I'm going to make sure that today you go home with 3 things. You're going to learn a 7-step process to shift your beliefs. And you're going to walk away with a blueprint for your next payout. And you're going to leave today with a 7-figure asset. Who wants to leave today with a 7-figure asset? Raise your hand. Okay. So, over the years, my 10 years in the industry, I've learned 3 core things that really hold traders back. So I'm going to be talking to you about these 3. How to stop making yourself poor. How to replace emotions with systems. And how to diversify your risk and scale your capital. So firstly, we'll talk about being poor. Now, many of you, unfortunately, have this fixed mindset. And it's not your fault. It's the way you, growing up, you've gone through the system. You're taught what failure is, what success is, based upon grades, based on memory recall. And this, unfortunately, breeds a fixed mindset of what success in trading truly is, what risk truly is. And unfortunately, when you take a loss, when you blow a challenge, you think it's a failure, when actually it's not. And this breeds this scarcity mindset, because why did we start trading in the first place? You want to make money, right? But that same thing that you want, that same thing that you desire, is causing you to want, to need. I need to get out my financial situation. I need to pay this debt. I need to help my family out. And so you're putting this importance, you're putting this, I need to be a consistent trader. You're putting that on such a massive pedestal. You're giving it so much importance that one loss is that dream being ripped away from you. And what happens? You now have outcome bias. It triggers the fight or flight response. Who knows what I'm talking about? You know, that anxiety, the increased heart rate, the heart palpitations, the stress, the short temper with your loved ones. This breeds also fearful thinking. And it becomes this negative, habitual, impulsive self that you absolutely hate. And any sort of dopamine, any sort of win, it feels so good, doesn't it? Who finds themselves zombie scrolling, especially in the evenings? Raise your hand. Zombie scrolling? Okay, not too many of you admitting to it. Exactly. Now, we live in a society of instant gratification. We're all consumerists, and it's been planned that way. The system has been designed to make you buy shit. So, be aware of that. Understand that the system is not broken. The system is designed to make us consumerists. We love it. We love our brands. We love certain prop firms. We love spending money with certain prop firms. Just be aware of that, guys. Now I'm going to teach you a 7-step process that I use with my client, Elias. So Elias, he's 21 years old. And he came to me with issues with his psychology. Now, he was funded. He had small payouts. But the problem he had, even though he had the system, he had the strategy, he put the work in, good on him, he just couldn't control his emotions. So first thing I did with him is to identify his limiting beliefs. So this we have to reprogram. This is the part where if you don't get this right, if you don't identify the limiting beliefs behind your problems, you're just going to be going round and round in the same circle. So let's get down to the root cause. Let's isolate the specific instances of when this behavior, and in his case, it was the fear of missing out. In his case was confirmation bias. So we identified several problems. We identified the emotional triggers, behavioral triggers, and isolated the specific instances when it happened. Was it happening during his pre-session? Was it when the trade was being managed? Or once the trade was already closed? What kind of behavioral patterns, what kind of emotions were going on? We identified everything in detail. And once you identify these behaviors, it's about identifying the limiting beliefs behind them. And our job, your job, is to reframe this belief, because every single belief out there can be reframed. And this is an amazing thing. Once we've reframed this belief, once we've systemized the solution as to how to get rid of his FOMO, even though he had been trading, he had data, he had results, I said, I want you to go out there and test 300 trades. And guess what? He did it. He had so much confidence from that data, he realized that, actually, I don't need to FOMO into any position because I'm going to have 1,000 more opportunities. I have an edge. And so things started to change. Things started to reprogram. But it wasn't enough. I taught him a technique about visualization. Because if he can see it in his mind, if he can practice it over and over again in his mind, and I got him to practice at least 10 times a day in his mind, the exact process of what he needs to do when that FOMO is triggered. He played it in his mind over and over and over and over again. And guess what? When the triggers do come, when that FOMO starts coming in, during that visualization process, what we do is we activate the sensory cortex by visualizing drinking a glass of water. The taste, the sound, the flavor, the feeling that he gets from it. So now we trick the mind into believing that what's happening in his mind is reality. So this neuroplasticity creates memory. And guess what? If he's doing that 10 times a day in his mind, he's creating 10 repetitions of the exact thing he needs to be doing when that negative behavior comes in. And he's able to overcome his limiting beliefs. He's able to overcome the FOMO that was holding him back. And then what we want to do is we want to anchor this new belief, these new behaviors. These behaviors, I refer to them as SOPs, standard operating procedures. They are unbreakable. This is how you run a business, okay? And anchoring the belief, what you want to do is use a method called priming. So you want to prime yourself, and you want to have, it could take a few seconds, a few minutes, something that's going to help you just, okay, this is what I need to implement. I need to implement these rules. So you could, I've got one trader that you guys know, he's got 3 poker chips on his desk. He grabs them, he starts playing with them, and he just reminds him he's only got 3 bullets for that day. His name's JCap. You guys know JCap, Kyle. He's got 3 poker chips next to him. He knows how many trades he's got. After that, if he keeps trading, he's breaking his SOPs. It's not going to happen, is it? Because he knows he's practiced it so many times in his mind. And so with this new process, with these new systems, we're tracking it. We're recording it. He's recording himself. Elias is recording himself. He's sending that footage to me and the team. We're reviewing that footage. We're reflecting on it. We're optimizing, constantly improving. This is high performance. And this is why it's so hard to trade. It's very difficult to do what you want to do. To be a consistent trader is difficult, but that's why you need the right processes. So I want to do a little exercise with you guys. I might get in trouble for this. Okay. So one thing about trading is that you need to overcome emotions when there's opportunity. So raise your hand if you want to volunteer for an opportunity. Okay, I'll do another one. Let's do another thing. Who here goes to the gym? Raise your hand. Okay. More like it, more like it. Who here is good at press-ups? Okay, okay. So I'm going to need 2 volunteers. Raise your hand. Keep your hand up. I've got one over there, and I've got one over here. Okay, you 2 guys, come up. Round of applause, guys. Thank you very much. What's your name?
Billy.
Damn, you got a strong handshake, bro. What's your name?
I'm Billy.
Where are you from?
South Yorkshire.
Welcome. Round of applause for Billy. Mohammed, yeah? Assalamu alaikum.
Alex, Mohammed. I'm from London.
You're from London. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a quick challenge, guys. First one to finish 10 press-ups in 10 seconds. I'm going to have to take that from you. I don't want, that looks too good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. Can someone come and grab it, please? Oh, thank you kindly. All right. So I'm going to need you, Billy, to stand on this side. Mohammed, stay there. So, crowd, traders, you're going to count from 10 to 0. And Diego, you're going to count whoever finishes 10 press-ups. I want chins. Wait, let me get your glasses. I want chins on the ground. None of this fake technique, okay? All right. Are we ready? You ready? Okay. Oh, now you're ready. Now you're ready. Okay. Now, everyone, count from 10. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's won? Mohammed. Congratulations. Mohammed, before you go.
Yep.
So, what were your emotions before I set the challenge for you? What were you thinking?
Excitement.
Excitement.
Yeah.
Okay. And what other thoughts came up once you got up here? What other thoughts, feelings came up through your mind?
I felt the adrenaline rush before I came into the stage.
You felt, yeah.
Yeah, I
Then
felt
what made
something.
you actually make it up here and actually do it?
My confidence.
Confidence. Good.
I believed in myself. Yeah.
Okay. How many press-ups do you think you've done in your life?
A few thousand.
A few thousand. Okay. So many of you out there had done how many press-ups in your life? Think about it. Yet when the opportunity came to make money, you guys allowed your emotions to get the better of you. There was a clear opportunity to make £50, and you guys failed. Just reflect on your thoughts. Reflect on what stopped you from coming up here. Was it fear of what other people thought? Was it fear that you might lose? And that's natural. But these guys, despite the emotions they came, despite the difficulty that happened, that sort of that rush of adrenaline, you still came up here, you still delivered. You've done thousands of trades all your life. All you had to do was 10. That's the same thing you guys need to do with your trading. Practice your trades over and over again in your mind and practice your A+ setups in real life. Mohammed, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Round of applause. Billy. All right, first round's on Mohammed. All All right. So remember, in trading, you gotta overcome your emotions. You gotta seize opportunity when it's there. Okay, don't let this fear and hesitation cloud your judgment. Just be aware of it. Have processes, have systems in place. Practice this over and over again, because that's what's gonna set you apart from all the others. That's what brings success. So don't let your emotions hold you back. Now, these are the solutions for how you can stop being poor. You need that growth mindset. You need to have long-term thinking. You need to have process bias. You need to become so obsessed with the process that the outcome just becomes meaningless. You got to develop the I don't give a fuck attitude towards your trades, because you're not there to get a certain outcome. You're there to follow a rule set, a system. Let go of the outcome. Let go of it. Otherwise, you're going to end up in this cycle of fearful thinking, and you're chasing this feeling, this thrill of trading. You don't want to end up being addicted to trading, and many of you, unfortunately, are. So learn to delay your gratification in trading is very, very important. The goal of a successful trader is to make the best trades. Money is secondary. Remember that. Let's skip that. I've got a few more minutes. So let's talk about emotions and systems. So I mentioned my good friend Kyle. Kyle, when he first started working with me, he was an absolute wreck. He had so much going on in his life, and if you follow his story, you understand that he was going through, he was grieving. He's grieving his parents. And so there was so much going on. Now, as soon as I got him to completely become so obsessed with the process, his fears, all the emotions, everything was just secondary. His primary focus was, can I achieve my daily score for today? That completely changed everything he was doing. So the daily scorecard that I designed for him and I designed for my clients is very specific to achieving an obsession with the process, and it's a gamification of the process. This is how we were able to generate such huge returns for him. And this is an example of systemizing the approach. Now, I love this quote. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Okay. I don't have much time left, so I'm going to skip through this very, very quickly. There's two objectives to diversifying risk and scale your capital. Goal number one is you want to protect your mental capital first. Protect that confidence. You're going to need it. Okay? Second goal, obviously, protect your trading capital. Protect your cash flow. So there are two methods. And method number one is the typical one. You have one master account and you copy in all your trades into those. And method number two is you diversify your risk, and you want to not only diversify your risk across multiple accounts, but you also want to stagger them over time. Come and talk to me after, and I'll explain how that works. Now, I did promise a 7-figure asset. So scan that QR code, and there is a 7-figure asset there. That's something that my clients pay me multiple 4 figures for. It's yours. Make use of it. And it's going to be a challenge in there as well, because I want you to make money with it. I want you to make money with it, and I want you to see that what I do works, so that you may take up a greater interest in working with me and my team. Thank you very much.